All right, guys, this next guest has been a real good brother, man, just building with, whether we doing an interview or we talking in private. He's a real good dude. He's been around for so many pivotal moments in hip hop. I'm talking about the one and only Poison Pen.
Yeah, we back at it. You know what I'm saying? We back at it, bro. You already know. What's good, my bro?
Hey, man, I can't complain. Just been grinding, man. I see you've been working too. I saw that show that you was at with Rusty Jux, Thurston Howe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a whole bunch of cats.
38 Special.
Yeah, 38 Special was there. I was surprised when you came out. I told Icon, I was like, yo, damn, man, you got a lot of surprise guests come out of this. You know, I was not expecting that. But it made sense though. It was in your home, you know. It was in your neighborhood. You had to pop up, right? You know,
it's in the borough. Like it's like you ain't gonna throw no function out here of a certain magnitude,
right?
And I'm not gonna like pop out. You know what I'm saying?
The mayor, you know what I mean? You was coming out there kissing babies.
You know what I mean? Borough president, man. You know what I'm saying? And then I had to check in. I had to make sure. I had to go see Thirst. I ain't see Thirst in a minute. That's the bro. Right. And then plus I was I did a song I performed with my girl Queen Heroin and all that. We got a song called Arrogant. So y'all can check that shit out, man, and all that. Yeah, we got a video for that and all that. So we did that day, man. That shit was fire. It was a dope ass show. So shout out to Mike. It's hard to call him Mike King, even though that's his name. Shout out to Icon. I still call him Icon, bro. So shout to Icon. And shout out to LR Blitzkrieg, you know what I mean? MCMI and all that. They the ones that curate that series. It's called the that concert series they doing over there. It's called The Craft.
Right.
So that was the
first. Got another one in February.
Mm-hmm. They got another one in February. So yeah, and it was a great turnout. It was a great turnout, man. So shout to my guys and all that. Yeah,
for sure, man. All right. So first things first, man. I want to give you the opportunity to respond to what Diabolic said in his segment about the beef with Talib Kweli. Now, remember, when I first interviewed you, okay, I asked you, you was like, you're going to have to ask them about that, okay?
Yeah, you got to ask them. That's their shit, man. But, right.
But then I asked him, and then, you know, he said some things, and then now, you know, it's your turn to share how you feel about what he said.
First of all, Diabolic, Talib Kweli, those are both people that have been friends of mine for a long time. Like, I knew Kweli almost before I was rapping pretty much. I mean, broke that shit, you know what I'm saying? So, and Bollick, come on, like, I'm the one that helped put Bollick where he at. You know what I mean? So those are both two people that I consider fair. So I don't want none of y'all to get it misconstrued. I'm gonna speak on it real quick just because it was brought out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, not because I really want to go there, because I'm not gonna get all crazy with it. But yeah, Diabolic and Kweli had the issue and all that. He explained a lot of that shit. Almost, you know, pretty much what Bollick. You see what Bollick do. Bollick speaks his mind. That's straight up what my God does. You know what I'm saying? He speaks his mind. He's abrasive. He's a fucking jerk. but it's my brother. You know, all in all, it's still my means. I was just out on Long Island with him a few weeks ago.
Yeah, you guys had a show together with Tech.
Yeah. But shit, man, this whole past month, it's been crazy. Wild shows all over the place. But yeah, so anyway, yeah. So most, you know, everybody got their perspective on what it was. You got to keep in mind my whole stake in this situation with them. I didn't initiate it. I didn't start it. My whole stake was somebody that was like, damn, two people I fucks with got a situation, regardless of who said what and how it started and how it jumped off. That ain't got nothing to do with me. So my perspective was, oh shit, my man's is going back and forth for my other man's. I don't like that. So as somebody that I consider both of y'all my peoples, I'm gonna pull up on both of y'all and tell y'all to chill the fuck out, and we'll handle it how we handle it off the internet. Because you know me, well, you know me now. You see, I do the interviews for information because people want to know things. So I do the interviews for that. I don't do the interviews for the sake of talking shit. And I like, see me when you see me, nigga. Like that's how I feel. Like, so I don't do interviews for the sake of bringing people down. And I do the interviews because you ask a question, I'll give you an answer. Not for no other reason.
Historical context type of stuff.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But they had their issue. while I was talking online on his own platform, Bollock felt the need to interject, and then that shit jumped off, right? So anyway, most of that shit that he said, I mean, from his perspective, it didn't sound too crazy. The only thing that I was like, yo, bro, the only thing that made me like, yo, you gotta choose your words differently, bro, because it was like me and Bollock, we pretty much the same age, but I've been in the game a little longer. You feel me? And you gotta look at it like this. And I also live in New York City. I live in Brooklyn. He was in Long Island, which is New York, but he ain't here every day all day in the midst of this. You know what I mean? So from the day that I met my brother Bollock, it was always our relationship. We have a very interesting relationship. That's my brother. First, was still my brother. Love him. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the time it was like me, I was looking out for him a lot. Not in a bad way. Like, you know what I'm saying? He pulled up on me in wetlands, spoke to me. I felt that he had the potential. I put him on. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of his early upbringing in the game was me looking out for him. But as you see in the interviews, he's a fucking jerk. You know what I'm saying? And he's refined now. So imagine how much of a jerk he was 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So me, you see me, I'm an even killed guy. You feel me? For the most part. It takes a lot to get me out of character. So half the time we was together with the dynamic was I balancing the madness. You know what I'm saying? So I always was not like he needed protection like that, but I always kind of protect. Like if I'm with my people, I'm gonna look out for them. I look out for them. So in my perspective, they going back and forth, whatever. They both hitting my line, yo, asking about son and all that. So my thing was, I'm like, he sent me on the phone ranting and raving about Diabolic. I mean, I just happened to be in Los Angeles. I was in Hollywood. I was in Hollywood chilling, right? I had a little crib on Sunset, right? Had a little stupid Airbnb, right? I'm out there doing my thing and shit. I'll be, you know. So he hits me up on the jack. Nice early in the morning. You know what I mean? Had the boxing over leftovers in the fridge and all that. You're about to fuck this plate up. About to go lay up with something. I'm on my LA shit. You feel me? Like I'm splashy. You feel me? So Megan, I'm chilling. I'm in that mood. I'm not in the hood. I'm not in the star. I'm in LA chilling, doing interviews, doing shows.
Palm trees.
It's a nice time. You feel me?
Yeah.
So my phone rang. It just happens to be Talib. And he calls me, but he's ranting and raving about Diabolic. We all know this. We all know that Kweli's a very passionate individual.
Oh, so Diabolic got it wrong because he said that you had called Kweli and was like, "Yo, like, where you at?"
Man, you listen to our hi-hat, bro. Listen to me, man. So he called me, you know, ranting and raving, you know, telling him, you know, about, yo, that's your man, we talking. I'm like, anyway, we having a conversation, whatever. But as being who I am, you know, sometimes things don't need a full conversation. If we ranting and raving or whatever, we like, yo, you know what? Let's get to a point where I'm gonna be like, yo, where you at? Where you at, bro? Because we ain't getting nowhere like this. We ain't getting nowhere on the phone. We ain't getting nowhere. So he's talking to me, and I'm like, yo, where you at? You in the hood? Like, where you at? I thought, like, because, you know, I know where my bros stay at in the town in Brooklyn, too. Like, that's my man. You know what I'm saying? I know it. So I'm like, if he in Brooklyn, I could pull up on him. If obviously if the invite is there, I pull up on him there or whatever. So he didn't know where I was at. You know, but obviously he just called me, you know. So he's like, yo, where you? And I'm like, yo, where you at? He's like, yo, I'm not in the hood, because he know where I live at too. He know I'm on Notion. So I'm like, yo, where you at? He's like, no, I'm not in the hood. I'm not in the hood. I said, I ain't asked you that. I said, where are you, my bro? Where you at? He was like, yo, I'm in LA. I was like, yo, send me your ad. I'm in LA too, nigga. I'll be there in 20 minutes. I ain't talking this shit. I'm just giving the recollection of what it was. That's all. I ain't talking crazy, because I wasn't approaching him on no tough guy shit. It was just some man shit. Yeah, I wasn't approaching him on no tough guy shit. So I'm like, give me an Addy, bro. So Sean sent me the Addy. I'm like, I'm out here, bro. It just happened to work out like that. The stars just aligned like that. So I pulled up on him. We Chad pulled up, had the conversation, try to, my whole thing was, my whole take of the shit was, I'm not here to say who was right and who was wrong, because I wasn't even a part of the initial thing. Like, say if you see two people that you both consider fan, like, hey, from your perspective, two people that you both consider fan, and they both going at it, what would you do? What do you do?
Try to de-escalate.
That was my whole thing, and both of them know that for facts. That was my whole. I wasn't taking no sides, nothing. I ain't taking no sides with none of them. I ain't take Kweli's side. I ain't take Bolic's side. I did not. They both know that too. This gonna be the only time I ever speak on it. So I'm never gonna speak on this again. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so you give me the Addy, we pull up. We have a conversation. Like fucking adults. You know what I'm saying? And then whatever happens, and then, I try to get him to, like you're saying, like, this, like, I understand you're online doing what you do. I can't tell you how to interact with people online. I can't tell you what to do with people online, bro. You a bigger artist than me. You feel me? You older than me. Like, I can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you, I can give you my opinion if you respect me like that. You know what I'm saying? That's all. So we just had a conversation, and when we left, it was supposed to be everything was everything, but of course we leave. Bob is online talking crazy. But this is but the issue is this. But this is. I'm just, so you gotta keep in mind, this whole thing was a spontaneous thing. It wasn't a plan. So when I'm like, yo, we going to this motherfucking crib, this is where I fucked up. But at the same time, I'm just being a friend. I didn't call him like, yo, fam, I'm pulling up. You know what I mean? I didn't even have a conversation with Bob. I just took it upon myself because that's my man. You know what I mean? So I'm like, where you at? Oh, word, I'm over here. Let's go. Like, I'm gonna pull up. Like, and we're gonna have this conversation. So my only thing, this motherfucker was like, Bobby said that made him look weak. I'm like, bro, you were in Long Island, New York, right? Somebody from two Brooklyn motherfuckers called each other, just happened to meet up at LA, and I pull up on this motherfucker at his house in LA to inform him that you my fan and we should subside shit. How the fuck that make you look weak?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Am I bugging?
He thinks that Kweli's gonna think that he sent for that. That like he needed somebody else to handle his business.
I mean, that's not the case. So like that's not the case. He just happened to call me because we have a rapport. I know him. That's the person I consider a friend. You know what I mean? Like if my man's like, yo, I'm gonna pull up, whatever, like, and ain't nothing sweet. So like, I don't make like, you ain't call us for help, motherfucker. I volunteered my help, but that's a lesson that you learn as a man. I will not volunteer my help in that fashion no more, because it got me not talking to two people that I both consider friends for years. Like, I was trying to resolve shit and end up on bad timing with two people that I thought was I still consider my friends. And I'm like, bro, how'd I lose out? I ain't been in none yet. But I can't fuck with y'all if y'all don't, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's all it was. You know what I mean? So I pulled up. I told him, we had the conversation. And that's only my issue with it. Like, you make you look weak. I'm like, yo, bro, you want crack? How the fuck that make you look weak, son? Like, I put up to that man's fucking house and had a conversation about you. How that make you look weak? That's the most backwards thinking I've ever thought, I've ever heard. But that's the only thing. I was just like, yo, bro, you bugging out, son. You bugging out. But yeah, I don't even remember how the shit resolved, bro, because I really separated myself from that. It just disappointed me because, like, I really got a lot of love for both of them. Like, I got a lot of love for both of them. So it's just like, bro, like, how the fuck I'm just trying to mediate shit, and I'm on the house. Like, that shit was just stupid to me. You feel me? Like, let me be on the house for some shit I did to one of y'all niggas. Let me be on the house for that. Not for me trying to smooth shit out. You feel me?
Is it true that you told Kweli that Diabolic would be willing to fight him, and he said no?
I told him that we could go to a gym. But Kweli, he don't do that. I'm not saying they don't know, he a sucker. You don't want to do that.
Okay.
Definitely said that. Definitely told him. So think about that. That make you look soft too? Like, like I'm in this man's house telling him, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, it wasn't no Debo shit. Let me clear that. Let me make that clear. It wasn't no, I wasn't in here trying to, furniture, but it was man, we was having a main conversation. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting there in this man's house, speaking, you letting him know that if y'all want to do that, y'all can do that. Not on no English, just on some like if I want to resolve like that, we could do that. We can go to the gym. You bring a few guys, make sure ain't nothing. It is what it is. And Quad know, first of all, that's Quad's my man. And we got ties, and his man is my man. So it's never gonna go crazy. It's never gonna go crazy. Like Chef is like all them, like we got families intertied from like 20, 30 years. Like, so it ain't never gonna be nothing crazy. So I just presented the option. That's all. I presented the option. He didn't want to take that option. That's all.
I mean, that situation was really unfortunate because I feel like it caused issues between you guys, and then it caused issues between Tech and Diabolic too. And it was just like, it was kind of a big mess.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, yeah. Yeah, it made a lot of just messy shit, man. And it sucked because, traveling, touring with Choir, we had a lot of fun, man. We could have wrote a book on the shit that we had a lot of fun on tour, man. And we had a great dynamic on tour with both of us, our camps together. You know what I'm saying? So, but if somebody that I'm fucking with is over here, and I got an issue, then obviously you don't want to link up and go on the road with us if there's some bad blood lingering. So, that shit kind of, it makes it a little wonky. You know what I'm saying? But life is life.
Do you think that anybody went too far in that situation? Like, did Bollock go too far? Did Kweli go too far? Like,
I didn't want. I was good on all of that. I checked out of it. My whole goal was to try to get them to resolve shit. After that, after they both responded how they responded, I'm like, all right, I'm over here. So you got to ask, like, this. I didn't even want to speak on this. I just spoke on it because, conversation. You know what I mean?
Right,
because of the interview. I don't. You know what I mean? So I wasn't cool with none of that shit. But I'm not the one saying nothing. I'm neither of the parties that's throwing the jab. So I mean, it really, you know what I mean? That whole shit was whack to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because once you start talking about like the race part and then like people's family and all this stuff like that, then it starts to get too serious. I feel like if it was just like about each other and you like cracking on each other, it's a little different. But once you start going across certain lines like that, then I feel like that's where like it got real serious.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I checked out. So. And there was a lot. They was going back and forth for like a decade. No, I'm exaggerating, but they was going back and forth for a long time. I checked out. Look at my social media activity. I don't engage. You engage in the service. You might as well put on the clown nose. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really engage like that.